I'm not sure. I kind of mentioned this to you in our chat separately, because I'm not sure how to formulate the question or what I'm trying to get at. So the issue that I've had, I'll just kind of give a breakdown and kind of figure it out from there if we can. Um, I just switched my niche. I know I mentioned that to you, and not switched it completely, but I'm just trying to really narrow it down further and further. And since doing that, and I'm also trying to finally communicate what we do in a different way.
Hmm.
And that's always been the struggle with what we do because this space, literally nobody else does this. Like literally, I know the few companies that do, and they don't even know how to like it's few and far between. Everyone says that, but like truly, we like get asked to be in publications all the time because it just doesn't exist.
Can you just in a nutshell tell people what you do for context?
Yeah, so we organize and streamline digital operations for businesses. So that means things like email, files, task management, password management. We help people get workflows and actually organize the all the things.
So everyone needs an Alex.
Yes, yes, it
We're all like,
is.
come and do
Yes,
it.
yes. And so I used to just call it digital organizing and I used to get the stares of what the heck does that mean? And it's something that my team has even been like, that doesn't even describe like we're so much like what we actually do. It kind of puts us in the category of closets.
Hmm.
That's not what we do. So we want to differentiate, and especially in the business world. So that's why we started using Streamline and organizing our digital operations. So I am completely doing all of our messaging right now
Okay.
to try to focus there. So that's the background and really focusing on the niche of they're going through a big change, like
Mhm.
rapid growth, because that's when all the things start
Fall
piling
apart.
on.
Yeah.
That's the moment in time that they're like or merge or exiting, they're trying to retire, whatever. It's a life-changing event, but it's a business-changing event, right?
Yeah.
So I'm having such like when I sit down to redo the website, for example, I'm like, what do I focus on? Like I'm not sure like there's so much to what we do and I can go
Mm.
so many different ways. And ultimately it's so interesting. A lot of what we do comes down to psychology, a lot of
Hmm.
it, even though we're not psychologists at all. But a lot of the reasons why people get stuck
Mm.
is because they need to reset boundaries, expectations, they have habits that we have to work through, and a lot of there's resistance there, and we have to be like, why is there resistance? So, anyways, that's the nitty-gritty of what we do, but that's not what people the feeling that they're coming to us is overwhelmed, stressed.
Yes.
They're trying to keep it all together. They're also pretending.
It's better than it is.
Yes.
Yeah. I think you've just described most of us, Alex. So what is the
Oh, the question
systems?
is,
I have systems.
yes, yes, so like then I have to be careful with systems because then people think we're IT. That's always
Well,
like a
I
big,
wouldn't overthink the way that you think people are overthinking you.
okay.
Because what you said in that intro, I mean, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, was super clear for me.
That's because I just changed it.
Okay, good. It was worth your while coming this week.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
really, I think just say what it is. I think possibly where you've got caught up is trying to find a smart, clever
yes,
way to describe it. And that's
yes.
exactly where marketing can be our biggest pitfall because no one buys smart and clever. They buy simple
Mm,
and clear.
yes. See, I just needed to hear this. Sometimes I'm like, it's like all up here, and I'm like, I feel like I'm overcomplicating it.
So every time we do this, and this is why I love people to speak things out. Because so many people get caught up in the what exactly is it? And they've got all these notes and all this stuff. And I say, what is it you just want to say? What is it you actually want to say? And every time I ask that question, people always know. What is it you actually want your ideal clients to hear? And they always know. And so if you struggle ever with the written word, especially when it's like on my website homepage, what do I
Yes,
say?
yes,
Then
that's what.
try literally just if you like, if movement helps things flow for you, which it typically does for most people, go out
Mm,
and just talk into your phone and record it as a voice on a kind of voice memo app. I have one that literally it's called Record It. There's the voice memo app if you have an iPhone. and just talk it through and then transcribe it and then see what the words were that you actually said.
Yeah. And do, because I'm like communicating, I want to like start with like like where they are, and where they are could be so many places. And
Yep.
that's kind of where I get like overwhelmed. I'm like, I just need to
So
focus on the
with
main
that,
things.
yeah. So with that, for your website in particular, like the validating statements, pick
Mm-hmm.
what are the three most common scenarios your people are finding themselves in, right? So, e.g., the transition's a bullet point. That's an insight
Yes.
around transition. Okay, we've got
Yep.
massive change, massive growth, awesome. And now we're realizing how little we had in place
Yes.
to keep things streamlined.
Yes.
The other one might be, just no matter how hard I work, no matter how many hours I'm putting in, I'm still scrambling around the admin. Everything takes so long. Every spare hour is spent on this, this, or this, and I'm drowning. Right? That's
Yes.
another insight, the overwhelm, the stress. And then the other insight might be, um, if you feel you have enough of an audience that are thinking about retiring and exiting, for sure, say that.
Yeah.
If that feels like a kind of small fraction, then maybe it's more around, what is the impact to their customers? Because if they don't
Mm,
care about their own stress enough to do something about it, they're gonna care about a
their
glitch
client.
in their system that means their customers are impacted with less than, you know, high enough quality service and standards, right? And so
Yeah. And what about their team? Like I always, when I describe our ideal client, I go into they value their team, because a lot of times this is one of the talking points I speak about, is that your team is not going to tell you they're drowning or they're disorganized. It's not gonna
they're
like
just gonna leave.
they're exactly, you're going to suffer, they're going to be you're going to notice symptoms, and one
Yeah.
of those symptoms could be high churn, right? The turnover. And so there's that aspect as well, but that's like I have to, some people get it, some people, but normally I have to walk them through for them to think, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
But
So it's
again, that's the shifting gears
yes.
in terms of the flow of your sales page or website homepage, where first you validate what they do already know, think and feel, what is their current reality.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
then you say, now maybe you're just sucking it up. Maybe you're just telling yourself, but I don't have time to sort this out. It's working
Yes.
well enough. Who cares if I have to do a couple of hours here and there, whatever.
Yeah.
But suddenly your most reliable team member decides they've had enough. And where does that leave you?
Ooh, that.
Suddenly, you know, um, something wasn't delivered to your most loyal customer and they're pissed. And
Yeah.
then what's happened as a ripple effect? And then they haven't made that intro, or then they didn't re-sign their contract, or whatever. And then, and so I have a third. And so now you've got these scenarios, potential scenarios that fill them with the fear of God.
Yes.
And now it's like, okay, I hear you, right? And this becomes suddenly something that cannot be ignored, because the thing with creating any human behavioral change is the consequences of not changing need to feel more uncomfortable than the change itself. And until that happens,
Mm,
we'll just suck it up because it's our subconscious keeping us safe. Even if it's shitty, it's still familiar shit. And
yes.
that's more preferable to uncertain things that could be better. So
Good
bring
point.
future pace, bring the consequences forward so that they become painful and more painful than the possibility of just getting this sorted. And guess what? You don't even have to do it yourself. We're
Yes. Oh, love it. Thank you. That was so
here.
helpful.
So
Like
pleased.
that gives me so much more direction to go in and just focus in. So thank you.
You are so welcome. Absolute pleasure. Thank you for the question.